typically eat your breakfast?
10.
10 a.m.
Yes.
Why do you wait till 10?
I don't like to eat too much, so.
Yeah, I
10
can
a.m.
tell. I've been telling the team that I'm going on a diet. They don't really believe me. Just because you saw me eating both fruits this morning doesn't mean that I'm not on track.
Yes.
Gifty, it's allowed, right?
It's allowed.
It's allowed. Team, are you hearing? It's allowed. The weight loss journey is in full effect. By next month, I'll be looking just like Gifty. Thank you. Thank you. But Gifty, it's a pleasure to have you in studio. And you are the CEO of Luxe Gallery.
Yes,
how long has the business been in existence?
Officially, we've been 2 years in the industry. But unofficially, we've been in for about 6 years now.
I see. 6 years in business. No joke. Especially given the economic climate that we all find ourselves in. I know for business owners, it's double lashings because on the personal front, you have to watch the personal economy. And if you're a business owner, I mean, it's 24/7. Tell us a bit about the business. What is Luxe Gallery all about?
Okay, so Luxe Gallery is basically an events and gifting company. We're more into all type of events, whether indoor, outdoor, and we're also more into interior as well. We're more of a floral company, balloon styling, and then gifting as well. So that's what Luxe Gallery is all basically about.
There's a lot of that type of business in the system.
Yes.
And it's getting even more popular. So the floral side, the events. How do you stand out from the crowd?
Okay, so basically what we try and do is we try and make it's really our budgeting. We try and have a very flexible budgeting for our clients. Whatever your budget is, we try and create something special for you and have a personal relationship with our clients. So go through the journey with them. So over the years, we've had clients we've been going through every particular event in their lives.
I see.
So we have personal relationship with them. So
would you say that that's a major ingredient when it comes to business?
Yes.
Because not only are we talking about Gifty's business this morning, we're trying to get as much tips and tricks and ideas for budding womenpreneurs, and in fact anybody that wants to get into business. So you would say that having a personal relationship is important.
It's important.
Yeah, customer service.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had not so great experiences, as a customer. Oh, just one or two. Oh, then you're lucky.
I'm lucky. I've been lucky, honestly, that people I've worked or interacted with, most people have genuinely been good to me and my business. But just a few, one or two.
Gifty, I don't know if it's one or two. Because sometimes people make it seem as though you're bothering them for wanting to spend your money or use their services.
Yes, and some people feel entitled that the fact that I'm paying you, you're supposed to give me certain free benefits and give me this for free, that for free. That aspect is also there.
Right.
But, in general, I would say it's not been too bad.
Not been too bad. Okay, well, let's rewind a little bit now. It's been, you say, 6 years in the industry, 2 years official.
Officially.
Let's talk money. I always ask my womenpreneurs, starting capital. How do you put the resources together? I'm yet to find a womanpreneur or speak to a womanpreneur who has used a bank to finance their operations. Did you use the bank, or was it savings, family? Talk to us.
Yes. So when I started, I had a lot of offers, people trying to invest here and there. But then again, when I went full time 2 years ago, I wanted to try and study the market, to study the industry, to see if it was worth trying to go for a loan or however it goes. But over 2 years, I think my savings, with help of family, it has all come together without a loan from the bank, and I do still get those offers, but then again, I'm also scared to go for a huge sum of money and invest now. I want to do it a little on my own first.
Okay. So with the offers from others who want to invest, I'm guessing they've been, watching you do your thing and they think, I want to put my money. Why have you been hesitant to accept that type of support?
Currently, I think I'm a little bit open to it now. Obviously, because I have my own space at the moment. But then again, I didn't want anybody investing when I didn't even have my own office or my own shop.
Okay.
So then it would feel as if I'm using someone else's money to fund my operations. But then after establishing all that by myself, now it feels like, okay, I can let investors come in and then now grow the business to the point I want to. But then it was I was a bit indecisive about that. I wanted to just push myself to a certain point first.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And why this type of business? Has it always been your passion? What did you study in school, for example?
Okay, so I did strategic communication in the university, but I honestly never thought I was going to do this full time.
I see.
So, back in the days, it was more of a passion. I was just doing it on the side, just
This is what
helping.
the events, the decorating, all of that.
Everything. It was on the side. Just helping friends, families when they are doing their... Sorry. So, yeah, just helping our friends.
We're on live, eh?
Yes, please.
Shout out to Gifty's live followers. All right.
Yeah, so just helping our friends and families with their events and, packagings and stuff. But then at a point, I realized that the interest in that sector was just way more than every other industry I've worked in. So, of course, a few friends spoke to me that, the joy you have when doing this is actually impressive. So why don't you consider it? So yeah, 2 years ago, I decided to just try the market and see. I really didn't think it was a huge industry at that time. I thought it was just limiting to packaging, because then it was more of hampers.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I used to do it occasionally, so during Christmas seasons and stuff. But then when I did my business plan,
Yeah.
I realized how big of an industry it was. And so far so good.
You also talk about studying the markets, to make informed decisions. In a business like this, what is it that you are looking out for? Are you looking at competitors? Give us some strategy tips if somebody wants to gather some intel or do some research for this type of business. What should they be thinking about?
Okay, so then again, as I said earlier, it's a huge industry.
Right.
You can excel in it wherever sector, because it's so broad. There are even people that are in the same industry that don't even do what I do. Obviously, do something a little different, but are so unique.
Okay.
I won't say we are too many, no, because no matter what you do, even if it falls under the event or gifting, I think you still excel in there. I don't know if I got your question right.
So is there the space for more? Of this?
Too big.
It's too big. So somebody listening today thinking, I have a passion for this type of thing, gift wrapping, flowers, events, beautifying spaces. Because you also go into businesses and they have an idea of what the space should look like, or they want it to look like, and you go in there and do, I guess, the decorating, the interior design. You say there's still a lot of space.
It's too big.
It's too big.
And one thing I always say is, if I don't get to do your wedding, I'll get to do your naming. I get to do, events comes up every time, and you try and surprise people day in, day out with gift packaging and all that. So it's just too big of an industry. Either way, if you don't get this time, you get the other time, with people. It's just too broad. So if anybody wants to pursue this career, to be honest, I think it's worth it.
The space. Who gifts more? Do the men gift more, or do the women gift more?
The men.
The men gift more.
Men, yes. But of late, honestly, the women are really picking up.
Uh-huh.
I try and also groom or have a conversation with women.
Get closer to the mic.
Yes. I try and have a conversation with women as well to equally, give back to the men.
Oh, so the scales are unbalanced.
Yes.
But now you say the women are also gifting as much as the men are. The men say they are tired of the singlets and the boxes.
Oh, they receive a lot of gifts.
Yes. Oh, okay.
A lot. Because, most gifts have actually done, of course, for the women. But then the men of late, the money bouquets.
The girls are sending the money bouquets.
Yes.
Anyway, Bank of Ghana had something to say about that, so we won't talk too much about that. But it's interesting to know that the women are also doing their part as far as gifting is concerned. Yes. Why do you think that industry is really booming now? What do you think has made the shift? Because before, people didn't really go that much all out. People are really going all out to impress, to give, to make things personal. What do you think is changing?
I think this part of the world, I don't know how about earlier, but I feel we've grown to understand what appreciating people.
We haven't had that tea yet. Forgive us.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think people are now appreciating people better, unlike before. Before you have people gifting, especially even if it's both the male or female, But then now looking at the other parts of the world, we are trying to learn and be like them. So I think it's much better now compared to before. Yeah.
Now, we talked about customer service. And at the moment, how many people do you employ?
Currently, I have about 5 people on my team.
Okay.
Yeah, just
and
5 for the
do you
moment.
make it an essential part of the business to train your staff on customer service?
Yes.
And what in particular does that sort of training entail?
Okay, so because I studied communication in school, I have a bit of the background on that. So how to even meet clients, how to interact with clients, no matter the way and manner they meet you. I mean, so some clients come in already angry. Some clients are, full of work already. But then regardless, you still have to put up the smiley face and then just be calm. So I do train them a lot because I personally don't even treat my clients anything bad. I give them the best of service regardless of the way they can be sometimes. So if you're my staff or anything, I take you through the process. I make sure that you either be like me or even better than me. So I do have a lot of training for that.
Because that's a very, very big component. Being able to communicate with clients in a way that makes them want to come back. Because as I was saying, there are a lot of times where I engage with business owners, and even the way that they'll greet you. And I know a lot of us have had this type of experience. DJ Appiah, I know you know this experience. You walk into a shop and they're almost angry. Oh, can I? We don't have some.
Yes.
It's finished.
Oh, not in the place.
It doesn't happen
you can't even try it there.
At all.
No.
You talk about angry customers. What are some of the tactics that you employ to maybe de-escalate situations? Have you had some very difficult clients?
Oh, yes.
What was the issue?
Oh, yes. I think I had... So this issue was so funny because a client contacted me on my social media page, and I think she wasn't in Ghana. She wanted us to handle her event.
Okay.
And the mother came into the picture. I don't know, when I sent the budget of the same decor.
Make sure she's not on your live stream. Was she watching?
Yes.
She's not there.
I don't think she's watching.
All right.
The same decor video she sent, I gave them a budget, and then they were all about, no, it's too expensive. I think the lady was okay, but the woman, the mother, actually thought, I don't know what the perception is about Ghanaians. So she thought because they are from wherever, maybe UK or US, we're trying to,
inflate your budget.
She was all alone. So she rained insult on me.
Really?
Yes. So, I was so cool. And later, they came back after a week or 2 weeks, they came back and apologized. They said they sent the same videos to other people. People were charging them 3 times what I was charging, 2 times what I was charging. So then she said, okay, no matter what, you charge me anything. Even if you charge me twice, I'll let you do the job, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I still gave in, and then we still went on to work.
Did you not want to engage with them after what happened?
I didn't want to engage with the woman, the mother. Okay. But I think on the day of the event, she was showing me to everybody. So this is the lady who did the decor. I could tell the excitement and the regret on her face, because obviously maybe whatever she thought we couldn't do, we executed and even did more for her. So, it was all part of the experience. But yeah, that experience was quite crazy because I didn't know where the insult came from.
She just heaped insults on you after seeing the budget.
Trying to cheat my daughter because she doesn't live in Ghana. It was too much. Yeah.
Well, a lesson in excellent customer care. Time check, it is some 9 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still tuned into 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. This is a Womanpreneur, as always, on a glorious Tuesday morning. Gifty Nkansah is my Womanpreneur of the morning, talking to us about her particular business, and as always, giving us some tips and tricks on handling business in general. With your line of work, what would you say is the toughest challenge when it comes to business?
Finances.
Yes,
finances. Let me just break it down. So more of, of course we do a lot of rental in this line of work, and it demands a lot of capital. So finance is a huge factor in this, and then also let me say, not even delivering the best, but then people come and they want quality, but then they don't also want to pay for it. I don't know which angle to put that, but
Got it.
And it's also a factor because they want you to deliver what you always deliver, your best, but they don't want to also meet up to your budget. It's a huge factor.
I see.
A challenge as well.
So this is making sure that your customer also understands that the budget you have will give you a certain
type of
decoration. And sometimes they don't want to understand. Oh, I know. I've been there before.
And because I also have a personal relationship with them, they also want to use that. Oh, and family and friends. It's also a challenge.
Family and friends. Everybody wants some, discounts, some freebies.
Oh.
So how do you put your foot down in a circumstance like that?
I tell you that you can have my services for free, which obviously I would render that for free. But then the cost of materials or items, you need to pay for that, because obviously I'm going to use my personal money to go purchase that. So if I can help you, but then you need to pay for the cost of items. So I try and stick by that, because I can't have two costs. I can't lose both ways like that. Yeah.
And you say you've been officially, I guess, up and running for 2 years now. In the last 2 years, the economy has not been easy at all.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Prices have increased. How do you adjust to manage the finances when things are going higa haga? The dollar is dancing Pangnogo, the CD is dancing Nagbaja. The whole thing is looking a bit confusing.
It's been tough. I can't lie. It's been very tough personally. But when I decided to go into this, I knew one thing for sure, that I wasn't going to turn back, because I knew I was going to make some losses at a point, because then I was working and doing this. I had my own corporate jobs. I was doing this, so I didn't really feel the hit. But then after 2 years, 2 years ago when I decided to do this full time, I realized that no matter what, I would find whatever life has to offer me. But over the 2 years, interestingly, no matter how the industry or the economy has been, imbalanced, I feel it's been good, because I've been able to bring an office out of this. I've been able to bring a shop out of this.
Amazing.
I feel, regardless, it's been good to me.
And do you think that's because now you don't do any other jobs?
No.
This is your
Full-time.
And I always ask womenpreneurs who are now focusing solely on their business if that's the game changer, because now you have no other option but for this to work.
Exactly. Because then, when I think at a point I was working in schooling, and I stopped I finished the schooling and I started working and doing this instead. But then I realized that the corporate job or the corporate world was taking more of my time and less of my own business. So what can I do to try and earn more for my own business? Because, the corporate world, you definitely know that at the end of the month, you get a fixed amount.
That's right.
But then my own business, if I put in if I put in more work and more effort, I can make more. So it felt at that time that it was worth it, because even the few orders I was getting, I tested the market first.
Sure.
Before I quit my job. So I had a very great boss. Shout out to him, Mr. Uwa in State Housing. I had a great one, and he understood what I was about. He gave me the confidence to really quit my job and do this full time, or quit the corporate world and do this full time, because he also saw something in me at that time, I think, and it's been the best decision, to be honest, because corporate, they take all of my time, all of it.
Yeah, it's difficult to give your best in both places.
Yes. So it's been like that.
Well, Gifty, plug the socials for us, so that we can find you on social media. I know you're already on Instagram. Plug that for us, please.
Okay, so on Instagram, it's Luxe Gallery GH. On Facebook, it's also Luxe Gallery GH. You can find us on at Medina.
So that's your physical shop?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my physical shop. So our gift shop in our office is at Medina Taxi Rank, right behind the Eco Bank.
Okay.
Yes. You would walk in anytime. You're always there to attend to you and to serve you. Yeah.
So I know in there you already have some gifts.
Yes, gift items. We have the already packaged gifts you can just pass through and pick up.
Okay.
And then we have the gift boxes. We have the balloons, because we do balloon styling as well. We are strictly into balloons as well. And we have bags. We have floral stuff. Yeah, and then we have rental items as well. We have a few items we rent. So you'd find all that in our shop.
Amazing stuff. And you cater to all sorts of events.
All sorts of events.
All sorts of events. Even
events,
if divorce party cry, you can do BBAB. Gifty, thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for giving us some much needed tips and tricks this morning. I know our budding womenpreneurs and other entrepreneurs have learned something this morning, especially customer service. That's my main takeaway, that even when you have very difficult customers and they're raining insults on you, the end goal is the money.
Yeah.
I mean, insults, kakra, sikabibre, what else? But again, thank you, Gifty. Do check out the page Luxe Gallery GH. There's lots happening on that front.